Hello. So, walang briefing, no? Ano lang
Oo,
tayo.
diretso na lang.
Diretso na tayo usapan. Pero kanina, Direk, I was very happy na medyo maaga tayo and then we got to talk a lot about the intricacies of the film industry. Wow. Ganun. Sa mga nanonood pala, this is Direk Joey Reyes, chairperson of
Yeah, chairperson and
FDCP.
and CEO daw. Okay.
Punong abala ng lahat ng film industry of Pilipinas. Welcome to the Medyo Serious Talk Show. Just want to talk about, honestly, the film industry. I was in a film recently with Enrique Hill.
Napanood ko 'yon.
Okay. Hindi ko alam kung matutuwa ako, hindi. Para kasing marami akong pinakita doon eh.
Katuwa naman, katuwa.
Thank you,
Katuwa
thank you.
naman.
And one of the things that we were tasked to doing is inviting people to watch the films and everything. And it was so hard to do, honestly. Kasi nagkaroon ako ng introspection sa sarili ko. Parang ako, after the pandemic, I barely went to the cinemas na. So, how is this all affecting our industry?
Oh, terribly, terribly. Kasi somebody was asked.
Well, great start.
You know what a positive way of starting this conversation, hindi ba? When somebody asked me recently, also in an open forum, how can I describe the Philippine movie industry ngayon? I said, there's only one word, which is dismal.
Oh my.
It's really dismal. To be honest, ever since the Metro Manila Film Festival, which ended sometime in January, early January, even as today, now, as we speak, there has not been a single Filipino movie that made money.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, and if ever there is a movie that made, a handsome performance, it's a Thai movie. Okay, it's a Thai movie which is subtitled, and apparently the audiences opted to watch it. And you made mention of the pandemic. I mean, the great changes have happened during the pandemic. Di ba yung buong lifestyle natin nag-iba yan?
Yes.
The whole ecology of entertainment changed worldwide. And with very good reason, di ba? With very good reason, because being trapped inside our houses, we learned the joys of platforms.
Yeah.
Okay, we learned the joys of streaming platforms. Yeah. And then how much money we save, okay, by just subscribing to a streaming platform or enjoying the joys of YouTube, all right, and other internet locations.
Yun yung glaring, I think, na topic when we're talking about film here is that the price of watching a single film is now around mga, I think, pinakamura nakita ko was 350.
Yeah,
pero bihira na yun.
No, it's between 350 to 400.
Okay.
And then if you decide to go full luxury, you go to an IMAX and you spend 4 digits.
Yeah.
Okay, you spend 4 digits. But there are certain movie houses which have brought down the price to 275.
Wow, okay.
Okay, 275. From what I know, the Thai movie it's showing is running on 275 pesos. So that's a good sign. Yeah. And I wish that the theater owners would bring it down a bit more, because as it is, Red, we have already lost the D&E markets.
Yeah.
I always use it as an example. Kung ikaw, you're a minimum wage earner and you earn $600 a day, you're not gonna spend 350 pesos to watch a movie. Okay? You're not gonna spend $400 to watch a movie. So you resort to something else. Imagine you pay the major streaming platform, which is about you pay about how much? 550
a month.
Yeah, 550 a month, and pwede ka manood hanggang magkakatarata ka, hindi ba? And
it will last you your life.
Yeah, you last you your life, hindi ba? And then you pay $400, 350, talagang talo. Plus another major difficulty is that the window between the cinema exhibition and the time it migrates to a platform is only 45 days.
Yes.
So, kunyari, minimum wage earner ka o kaya two options ang nangyayari. One, you'll wait for it to stream. Yeah. What's waiting for a month and a half. Number two, nawala ng repeat business sa mga movie houses. There was a time that if you like a movie, you'll watch it 2 times, 3 times, hindi ba, with different company. But now you don't. Yeah. You watch it once. Okay.
I've done that many times.
Hindi ba? The repeat business was lost altogether because of that small window.
Kumbaga doon na yung second mo.
Yeah,
doon na yung second mo. If ever you watch the first, doon yung second mo.
Doon yung second viewing mo. So that really cut down a number of people who watch the movies. We came up with a survey recently, which was sponsored by the FDCP, and we found out that the D&E markets are gone.
Oh wow.
The D&E markets are gone. We have the B and C, and it's not even all the way to the lower C. It's B and C1. Yeah. And if they're gonna pay $350 to $400, B and C1 will demand a certain quality
Tama.
with the Filipino movies that
Yeah.
they watch, which is also a wake-up call, okay, for our producers.
So it's
na-
a pressures on our filmmakers.
Yeah,
no?
the
Tama ba?
pressure is on our filmmakers and our producers as well. It's not only the responsibility of the audience, it's
Tama.
a responsibility of the producers as well to come up with quality works which people feel that they're worth spending 350 to 400 bucks for.
I share a similar kind of dilemma rin with my own performances. So, if I do a live show, sabihin natin, if I do a theater on February, people would love it. They would watch it again on March and then realize, oh, it's the same show. And I would tell them, yes, thank you for the demand. But please, watch me again after mga 7 months or 6 months, mga ganong klase. It was such a parang good problem to have. Before, I was really pressured to like churn out really a lot of quality stuff talaga to just get them to watch us. Ngayon, parang I think on a larger, more enormous scale, that's what kind of like happening to the film industry now. Parang it's a tug of war between we should support as audiences and at the same time we should provide and show give people who support a value for their money. Parang
No,
ganun.
that's correct. And that's correct. It cannot just be the audiences to be blamed that they're not watching because
Exactly.
it's too expensive.
Uh-huh.
I think the content providers, okay, the film producers must also live up to the expectation
Yes.
that you give them demands. Another thing,
Yeah.
during the pandemic, we were exposed to all kinds of movies,
Tama,
right?
ibang klase. Oo.
Okay, una na lang, yung ating addiction now for Hallyu, for K-dramas, hindi ba? And, you see the production value of the K-dramas, those beautiful locations
Yes.
which boosted the film tourism of Korea.
Oo.
You see all these expensive sets.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the taste level, okay, of the people just went up.
Gets.
Oo. So they will not be happy with with the puchi productions you produce at a very minimum cost. But you don't blame the producers naman as well because it's a losing battle if you produce a movie now. The chances of it making money has practically diminished by what, 70%?
Yeah, tama.
So nagtitipid sila and in the process of pagtitipid, hindi din nanonood ang mga manonood because they don't get what they feel is their money's worth. You made mention of your performances, okay, your concerts. Okay, let me venture into that territory.
Yeah.
My God, live performances which charge 4 digits.
Yeah.
They play to packed audiences.
Yes.
Okay, I'm referring to stand-up comedy. I'm referring to plays. I'm
Yeah.
referring to
Oh,
concerts.
there's so many plays now.
Yeah,
Grabe.
yeah.
Oo.
So many plays and then concerts. People spend, my God, how much do they spend to watch a concert all the way in Philippine Arena, right?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't spend 400 bucks for a movie.
Yeah,
They wouldn't spend 400 bucks, which just goes to show that there is a change. There's a shift in the way people are watching movies.
Yeah.
And hindi ba, there's a major change. And I guess, again, I can attribute that to the pandemic. Nung nakulong tayo ng almost 3 years, you want to see a live performance.
Yeah, tama.
You want to see the feeling of a community. You realize that there is no way you can enjoy a play unless you watch it as a
Tama,
play.
tama.
Or I'd like to watch Red,
Yeah.
okay, and then I want to interact with Red. But with the movie, it's different. I can watch it from my computer monitor,
It's a
from my
viable
TV.
alternative.
Yeah, or
oo.
even your phone,
On the
right?
phone, totoo.
Even
I
your
have so many
phone.
people watching nakagaya.
Yeah.
Wala kang TV, saka nanonood sa phone. So, parang, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, which actually kills the experience.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
actually kills the whole cinematic experience, hindi ba?
Baka old souls lang tayo, I don't know.
No,
Can
no,
you
no.
imagine, you watch on your phone and then 1/3 of that is subtitles pa?
Yeah.
So,
Talagang it's bad for your eyes, okay? But the thing of it is, there are certain movies that you have to watch in a cinema.
yeah, totoo. I
Oo,
agree.
I'm not talking only about the theme ride movies, which I
Yeah,
call
yeah,
them like the Marvel and all these superheroes. But there are certain movies that you have to immerse yourself to fully grasp the experience.
Good
di ba?
sound, good video.
Sound, the sense around,
Yeah.
okay, the IMAX experience,
Yeah.
and you pay for it.
Yeah.
You pay for that
Uh-huh.
but it's still different watching a movie with an audience with you.
Yeah.
I hate watching a horror movie alone. Okay, not because it's horror, but then part of the entire experience is to see the reaction of the
Tama.
audience.
Oo nga,
hindi ba?
actually, alone is a weird thing to enjoy. horror
I wouldn't
movie,
want to
yeah.
watch A Quiet Place alone. Di ba?
Masarap may kasama.
Masarap may kasama na nakikitakot sa'yo.
Oo. Yun din yung parang nami-miss ko rin sa theaters is like you go there, you make time. It's a planned out night. Alam mo yun? Maybe you have dinner first. you come in there, or maybe you even have light dinner because you wanna eat at the theater, and then you watch, di ba? Yun yung nami-miss ko talaga. I remember like I would go with friends watching, it's not even like a date, like tipong pito kami, manonood kaming gano'n, we'll take up an entire row because we wanna watch Lord of the Rings, parang gano'ng klase, or the next Star Wars. It was an event, di ba? But now, parang, it's very hard to even ask people to, tara, nood tayo, ganyan. It's very hard.
No, dati, watching a movie is a way of life.
Yeah.
Okay, because it was one of the more accessible and cheaper forms of entertainment. And it was a group activity, it was a community activity as it was meant to be. But nowadays, it has changed altogether, not only because of the price of tickets, but because of all the alternatives you have in front of you.
Yeah.
So, kasi pag nanood ka naman ng sine, it's not like manonood ka lang ng sine, kakain kayo, mamamasay kayo, magbibihis kayo. Eh ngayon, pag nanood ka ng platform, nakatutok yung ventilador sa'yo, nakapambahay ka, hindi ba? Wala kang halos ginagasta maliban sa subscription. So, nag-iba na talaga.
Yun din talaga yung parang, nakita kong difference din between movies and watching at home is that you have the luxury to, okay, I need to go to the CR, magpo-pause ako. I need to, okay, kukunin ko yung food ko sa Grab, parang gano'n, di ba? Or, I can understand what happened, I will rewind it a bit. You have all those luxuries, may subtitles, mga gano'n. So, pagdating mo sa movie house, it feels like, we've been stripped of all these like privileges. Pero I think people forget na, alam mo yun, may mga times talaga na masarap siyang panoorin. You enjoyed it more because you watched it with people in the theater.
You enjoy it more because you watch it with people, you watch it as part of a community.
Yes.
You enjoy it more because you are with, whether you watch it alone or with company, you're immersed in a room which is in total darkness with a screen which is much larger than life. We've lost all that. We put that aside for the sake of convenience and for the sake of economics. And something is so greatly lost, which leads us to the greater problem right now is how to sustain the movie industry, the local movie industry.
That's why I deduced. Before, I thought parang when I was an outsider looking into the movie industry, wow, these people must have so much money making a lot of movies, ganyan-ganyan. Parang maybe I'm not just, baka hindi lang ako cinephile, hindi ko alam na there's just so many movies that is being made and everything. But now that I'm into it and I got exposed into a lot of like sets and everything, you could see that there's so much passion in our local filmmaking industry.
Yes, there is. The very fact that, you have producers still producing. And you have all these young filmmakers as well as the veteran filmmakers and the middle ground filmmakers still, working hard, to get their projects done. Red, I've always believed that to be a filmmaker, it's not a job. It has to be either a passion or an obsession. And sometimes, and nowadays, if you stay in the industry, you must have a little bit of a masochist in you in order to be fully engrossed and fully dedicated and fully involved, because it's become so difficult. It has become so difficult from conceptualization all the way down to distribution.
I mean, a lot of it also is parang hindi pa nga siya part nung actual project time. Parang you could see like, how long has this project been in the process of making? Sabihin nila, okay, nag-pre-prod kami last year, ganyan. Pero even before that, if you're working on a project na minsan 4 taon nang kinonin, kinraft na sinulat ng tao, hindi na bibilang yun eh.
And some projects take almost forever before before it is finally greenlit by a studio of sorts.
And that's the normal, Yun yung normal.
Yun ang pagkakaiba natin, compared to the film production of other countries.
You think so?
I'll give an example. For instance, a Korean novella, a Korean telenovela, takes 2 years.
What?
Okay, to conceptualize, we take about 3 weeks. It takes 2 years because ganun yung preparation nila, because they see a much wider audience than the local territory. They know that when they do these shows, which cost millions.
That's pre-prod, 2 years.
Pre-prod, From conceptualization to the writing of the script, to the immersion of the writer to the world.
Grabe.
Example, pag nanood ka ng Korean novela about medicine, about doctors, about hospitals, hanep, kamada nilang lahat. From writing all the way down to the artista. They know how to behave like doctors and nurses. I don't want to give a comment about the way we do it here. Okay, I don't want to give a comment. Kasi nga sa atin, para tayong 3-in-1 coffee ang treatment natin. But if you want a larger audience, which leads me to another point, Nowadays, you should not be happy just with the local market.
Tama.
You should look at your market as the world.
Ah.
Okay, but not to the point of selling out to a foreign audience by losing,
Tama.
being Filipino.
Tama, tama.
But if it's a really good story, then it is Filipino as well as it is universal.
We parang I feel like nawawala na yung language barrier because we've consumed a lot of Korean stuff and they didn't speak a lick of English. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Nawawala na yun. And nawawala na rin yung cultural barrier. I think when producers would say before na if you do a lot of, kunwari, sa Korean telenovelas, if they expose a lot of their culture, ang iisipin ng mga producers dati, may alienate nyo yung other countries. Now, it's more of like, this is how we are, how we present our culture, look how it's so nice. And then, people mabuboost yung tourism nila, people wanna go.
Okay.
Alam mo yun?
I mean, the Koreans plotted this out in terms of a short term and a long term.
Very well, by the way.
Very well done. It took them about 2 decades to get to where they are right now.
Yes.
And it's not only movies, it's television, and it's even music. Hindi ba? I mean, BTS and Blackpink, okay, we're playing to capacity audiences. Now, you look at it in terms of what we can do, hindi ba? You look at it in terms of what we can do and what is happening right now. Like, what is the biggest hit lately as we speak? It's this Thai movie, okay, which is subtitled. It's playing to capacity crowds even on weekdays. And when you try to analyze what is it about this Thai movie which made it such a hit among Filipinos, you find out that it's not only Thai, although it is distinctly Thai, it's Asian. It's universal, about taking care of your grandmother.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need CGI to bring in people. You don't need, big stars. I mean, although
it helps.
It helps, but the male lead of this movie is he's popular in Thailand, but he's barely known here. It's the content. It's the story, and maybe that is the wake-up call for our producers as well. That hey, we can't go back to the stories we used to tell in 2018, right?
Tama.
Okay, and to a certain degree, stardom, the value of stardom has greatly diminished in our country with the closure of a major network, without the the real big superstars existing right now. Bumaba na yung value ng star system.
Parang
it's content.
tatlong love team just got nawala, di ba? Parang na-abolish na siya.
Biglang nawala, hindi ba? Nawala sila. So, major change, and we have to adapt and advance from that.
It's a lot of shift then of who people look at as stars now, 'di ba? Parang hindi nila masyadong parang dati it's really a lot of them are like the artistas in the movies, in the teleseries. You have a teleserye and then you'll make the movies, maybe you'll make a music album, maybe alam mo mga ganung klase, doon yung formula and everything. Ngayon parang it's opened up, like everybody is a star now. Like I saw like a Star Magic All-Star game against Kong TV and Team Payaman, and these guys are like YouTubers.
Yeah, I know.
And they have more fans than the di ba? Alam mo yun?
You know how we cast movies now, hindi ba? I was telling you earlier how we cast movies. Ilan ang Instagram followers niya? Hindi ba ilan ang followers niya? So,
free marketing.
You don't know, okay, may followers yan. In other words, malaki, popular yan. But what producers do not realize is that the followers do not necessarily translate to box office. Okay? Kasi, Love Team, okay? Ang daming followers niyan, okay? Magba-block screening yung mga yan, hindi ba? Pero yung greater number ng fan base na yan may not have the buying power to afford the movie ticket. Hindi ba? So, in a way, it's not a guarantee as well. But you're right. Yeah. The influencers have become the new stars.
Yes, totoo. Okay, so we're talking about parang a lot of the influencers now are kind of like the celebrities of, and it's kind of reflecting on film. You would see like Ninong Rai in a Shake, Rattle, and Roll movie. Diba? Si Inka Magnaye is also in like I think a series or a movie din as well. So, yan? Parang I think totoong strategy na siya, to involve these people.
Yeah, it's a marketing strategy, and at the same time, it dignifies the fact that influencers are the new stars. All right? And the thing of it is, it does not necessarily guarantee that it will translate to box office.
Yun din, tama.
I think I made mention, in our earlier conversation that nowadays you cast based on Instagram followers.
Yeah.
The number of Instagram followers. But again, that is not a guarantee that those Instagram followers will necessarily
Tama.
translate to box
Yeah.
office purchase.
Iba eh. It's a different kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
these
yeah.
guys get content free
Yeah.
on their phones
Yeah.
while they're probably pooping or
Yeah,
or something, 'di ba? So iba pa rin yung iba talaga. It's a whole different beast with ano. Pero I want to flip it on like a kind of like positive note because as like me and a lot of people, we like movies. Alam mo yun? Iba talaga ang movies.
Yeah.
When I see Hollywood or yung mga idol ko na comedians doon, and a lot of them make really good movies. And that's how I kind of knew Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell. It's because of movies. Everybody watches movies. Ang para sa akin, I think what's lost nowadays when we're watching in our streaming platforms, yes, it's convenient, it's economic, it's comfortable, pero I'm relating it to people watching stand-up comedy show. Well, you're really a collection of strangers. You don't know each other. You probably know the people in your table or beside you, pero you're a collection of strangers, and you're kind of like enjoying this one common thing. And you're sharing the energy of your feedback and happiness. That's what we lost when we don't go to the theaters. Yun yung mga ganong klaseng experience na, like when I watched Gumburza, and it was half-filled theater, but the feeling of nationalism and patriotism was validated because the person beside you also felt that way. You can see minsan may tear on the side of their cheek running down, and then you feel like, okay, ito na yun. Ito yung energy ng movies na nakaka-miss. So parang may mga ibang times talaga na I'm watching and I really enjoy a movie, not necessarily local or ano.
Yeah.
Tapos pag-isip ko, sana pinanood ko sa theater to. Parang
Yeah,
ganun.
true. There are certain movies which can conveniently migrate into a smaller screen, but
Yes.
there are others which are really meant to be consumed
Yeah.
in a movie house. I think if it's not Spielberg, it was Coppola,
Yeah.
who said that movies are made as a community activity. It's not as a personal
Tama,
activity because
oo.
you really lose so much. Like as I said, I don't want to watch horror movie alone. I want to share the fear. I want to share the suspense.
Gusto ko magsikuhan,
Di
magguro.
ba? At saka iba yung nanonood ka ng comedy na marami kayong
Yes,
humahalpak ng
that's
tawa.
the best.
Kesa yung mag-isa ka na you feel like a fool laughing your head off. That's the joy of watching a stand-up comedy, hindi ba? Aside from the physically interacting with the comedian on stage, you are sharing the humor with an audience.
It's a shared parang medyo shamany yung pag-explanation, but it's shared energy.
Yes,
Alam mo
it
yun?
is. Or when you watch a great movie, when you go out with your friends, at the end, you end up discussing it. You end up discussing what the movie is about. You end up discussing the performances. But if you watch it alone, what do? You make a shout out in Facebook. Oh, I love this movie, blah, blah, blah.
Wala.
And
Pag
hopefully
walang
get
likes,
and
diba?
hopefully get affirmation from your
Exactly.
followers, hindi ba? Or your friends, your Facebook friends that you agree. So again, the challenge is how do you make people go back to the movie house? How do you make people want this experience again? And again, the challenge is not solely the audience alone, but to our producers as well.
So, and I think with a lot of people still making movies now, I see still people spending millions to make movies. We're very capable naman of making stories na we don't need a 500 million budget to.
No.
Hindi, di ba?
No. I'll keep telling that to some of my producers' friends na, look, magkamilagro magkahimalaman dito sa Pilipinas, you cannot match the technology of
course,
Hollywood,
yeah,
hindi ba?
doon.
Talaga yung special effects mo, you cannot match that. But it doesn't mean that you need technology to come up with a good story.
Yeah.
Hindi ba? Even with the presence of AI, okay, an AI cannot create a story which is human unless a human writes it, di ba? Therefore, it's a matter of going the other way, looking the other way for other stories to tell.
Tama.
Di ba? It's not, Red, I am the grandfather of rom-coms. Okay? I still had hair to comb and blue. Yeah, I am. No, because I'm the grandfather of rom-coms because I've been doing rom-coms since the time that I was still in my prime. Okay, not that I'm not in my prime,
But
but then,
you also wrote Oro Plata Mata and stuff like that, di ba? Pero
yeah, that was half a lifetime ago. Okay, yeah, but I did May Minamahal and then Radio Romance and all that. But nowadays, hindi na yun ang pinapanood sa sine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Na-relegate yan sa streaming. Kasi alam nila na, you can enjoy a rom-com in a streaming platform. So, I wish we can, venture into more real stories which challenge the audience to think and at the same time to introspect and at the same time to find out something which is distinctly Filipino and universal in them.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hindi lang tayo yung audience, maybe we could share this part of culture to the world.
Of
and then
course.
they can see Filipinos as hindi lang tayo fiesta, cliff diving, jeepney, sabit, food vlogging country, di ba? We're more than that.
Yes, and that's the challenge again to producers. First and foremost is, if you limit the kind of products you do only to the Philippine market, okay, then you're happy with a brown paper bag. Okay?
Yeah.
Whereas if you create stories technically, thematically, which is, enticing and enhancing for the world, then you're not happy with the brown paper bag. You're thinking of an entire supermarket cart. Okay? Yun lang nga kasi you keep thinking na, ito lang ang pang-Pilipino. Then, it's also an anomaly to say that your movie went international if you show your film in LA or somewhere in Europe. Pero puro Pilipino pa rin ang nanood. Okay? So, no. So, it's not an international film. It became a barrio fiesta. Okay? So,
naging OFW event.
Yeah, OFW ang event. So, kailangan talaga, you have to think of stories which have an appeal worldwide, which crosses culture. And we're very capable of that.
We're very capable, and at the same time, I think, ito rin yung nadidiscourage din, I think, yung mga tao and yung mga watchers and I think filmmakers din. Sometimes, other filmmakers will make an attempt and they would see it na, uy, di naman kumita to ba't ko gagawin yan? Which is, I think, sayang mali. Kasi, I feel like, if it was a collective movement na mas malaki and you develop it, and it's not gonna take like a 1 or 2 or 3, not even 10 movies to do it, I feel like, ang talagang rehabilitation and renaissance ng movies we're looking for is like a really collective effort that's gonna go on for at least a decade.
Yes, and and all the stakeholders must have their eye on one common goal, which is to uplift the industry and to go beyond, beyond the local audience. I'll give an example. 3 very good films that came out, last year. June Lana's About Us But Not About Us. Carl Papa, the one that won the Urian this year, Iti Mapupukaw, which is an animated film, which is a Cinemalaya film. And the third is Dwayne Baltasar's Third World Romance with Charlie Dizon and also Carlo Aquino, same star of Iti Mapupukaw. Hindi sila nag-perform well sa box office. And these are good films. Okay, so hindi masasabi ng tao na hindi gumagawa ng magandang pelikula. May magagandang pelikula, but they just never had the chance to see it. All right? And who's to blame for that? I mean, I wouldn't blame the audience for that. It is a conflagration of so many factors. Marketing, timing, etc. But it doesn't mean that we have to stop making good films. You know what? Being part of FDCP, one thing I realized, Red, it's pointless going to these film festivals if you don't have good Filipino films to show.
That's true.
We don't have good Filipino films to market. Then when you go to the festival, you go there empty-handed without anything to really show. But there is always the promise of young filmmakers coming up with more challenging and at the same time more out of the box and trying to break the mold.
These are now filmmakers that grew up being exposed to the world now.
Yes,
These are not people na parang they grow up and they just can see whatever you can rent at Aka Video or Video City it's now filmmakers that are like they have the access to the world now.
Yeah. Now, isa pa yon, ano? Okay, yes, you have access to the world. You have access to world cinema. And now what we are trying to do in FDCP is to establish the tradition. Okay? Because I'm a firm believer that unless you give due reverence and respect and knowledge of the past, then you cannot understand what is happening now, much less you will never understand the possible direction you can go in the future.
Tama, tama.
That's why we are working hard to restore the works of the national artists
Oo nga, no? Nawawala
and
na.
make them accessible.
Yes.
Kasi even though you've restored Bona of Lino Broca, if nobody here gets to see it, then it's another
Tama,
restored
tama,
film
tama.
on the shelf, right? You have to make it accessible out to the works of Marilo Abaya, Eddie Romero,
Oh, yeah.
and the likes. That way, the young Filipino filmmaker will know where they came from, what tradition they came from. And from there, not to repeat what these guys did because, that's already gone, okay?
Tama.
But then know exactly what are the possible directions which they can take.
Tama.
Importante yun eh. And then at the same time, also interact with the various filmmakers of the region.
It's community.
Yeah. There's a group that was formed, in South Korea, in Busan 2 years ago, which is the Asian Film Alliance Network.
Wow.
It's made up of 7 Asian nations. And it's dedicated to the fact of creating an Asian bloc. Of exchanging, exchanging the knowledge and technology of the 7 nations and being familiar with the films of one another.
Yeah.
So that we expand the market not only within our country but also to cover
It's a very ideal.
ideal situation. And the theory behind that is that if we Asians are the biggest consumers of content, then we should also be
Tama.
the greatest creator of content as well.
Yeah.
So yun, we hope to bring the next generation there. Generation called, wala na yan eh.
How's it faring so far? Yung
Great,
alliance na yun?
great,
Okay.
great. Yung alliance is great. We're going to have an activity in the forthcoming Cinemalaya.
Oh.
Okay, and there's going to be a film industry conference of which we're bringing. We're bringing representatives of the film councils of these nations to talk about the state of their filmmaking and how we can help one another. But more important, we want kind of an exchange among our student filmmakers. Start them young.
Tama.
Start them young.
Mold them.
And then and then encourage film literacy for the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people belittle then our entertainment. They feel like, okay, pupunta ka dyan, maglilibang ka lang and everything. But to a lot of countries, a lot of their things are molded by how people consume them. Like, para sa akin, I feel like pag sinabi mo America is a global superpower, they have the most military spending of all nations. But honestly, their biggest superpower is sila yung bida sa lahat ng movies na pinapanood ng buong mundo. And now you want to go to America. Now you want to drink Starbucks and alam mo yun, stuff like that.
When you watch a Hollywood film, you'd think that you'd think that LA is in paradise
Exactly,
on earth with Hollywood written on top of the hills.
New York is like the greatest city.
Wow,
Diba?
But when you go there, you realize, oh my God, you're only being
Diba?
shown, you're being shown the lighted side of the moon, right?
And they can command a lot of things. They can command more premium for their brands, more premium for their tourism because tumaas yung demand because people wanted to go there.
Yeah,
Alam mo yun?
Look, Red, you don't have to look at Korea.
Yeah,
Look at Korea. My God. I find myself drinking soju, all right? I find myself now, aside from the light beer, I drink soju. I've developed a taste for kimchi. Where did I get this? It's all these K-dramas that I've been watching.
I have gochujang on my refrigerator.
Exactly.
It's part of my grocery list na. May gochujang pa ba tayo? Okay, kailangan natin ganun na siya ka-ingrained.
Yeah.
You're having parts of other culture now as commodities in your household. You think that wasn't because pumunta akong Korea and I knew. It's because I know from the stuff you make. Diba?
Yeah.
That is the power of
the power of popular culture.
Yeah.
The power of, look, I'm turning 70 in a few months, and I am a diehard fan of BTS. Okay, that is something my nephews cannot accept. Okay, but then I'm learning the choreography. Things like that, and you realize that this is the power of popular culture. And do you imagine the economic effects of this in terms of the soft economy? We have to learn that.
Yeah, it's such a big thing to maneuver and to
Yeah.
para siyang malaking barko na uncoordinated lahat ng tao. Parang ganun.
And hopefully the government will get to realize that the soft economy, the selling popular culture, can bring in a lot of money for this country. Okay.
Yeah.
Red. When it comes to music, who beats the Filipinos?
Is it Koreans then?
Yeah. No, but We can go side by side with the Korean.
When pag performer-wise, pag performer skill and like yung power natin kumanta, I don't think we can be beaten.
No, we can't. We can't.
Pero kapag kunwari, wala eh. We don't develop, we don't produce, we don't
produce
present
original
properly,
music. We
yeah.
don't bring it to the proper, to the proper highlights,
channels and everything, yeah.
so that they can be appreciated and consumed not only by us but the world. But then if you watch yung all these talent shows, all you see is the moment it's a good singer who has a face which is non-white, that must be a Filipino belting, a Celine Dion song, right? Or singing, I'm telling you, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, you know that the Filipinos' musical capacity is great, intense, but it's not being honed nor sold.
Tama.
And the same way, I hope for the filmmakers.
The government can really step in, and the way they develop music and some of the other arts sa ibang bansa, like Sweden has a big parang extracurricular program wherein they develop music producers, music talents, and then now they're the ones who's producing everything in Hollywood and everything, diba?
Yeah,
So,
hopefully with the passage of the creative economy bill, in diba? I mean, hopefully certain emphasis can be given to the other arts and to show the potency of these arts, not only for our economy but then for giving us a more positive and impressive
like
cultural
you opened
profile.
up like an entire...
I know. Let's not go there because
Binigyan ako ng
we'll be here for 2
5-minute
hours.
mark.
Yeah.
Kanina pa tayo nag-uusap, actually.
Yeah, I know.
I just wanna point out din na to a lot of audiences then na just kind of kasi pag tinatanong nila sa akin, magkano kinikita mo sa ganyan? Ba't di ka mag-TV? Ganyan. So ako parang, kasi hindi ko trip yung talent fee sa TV. Mababa ba kita? Akala ko yayama ka pag nasa TV ka, parang ganun. Hindi siya ganun. Guys, a lot of people put it on a pedestal, yung entertainment industry natin, thinking that we have unlimited resources and everything. But the actual good work that you see from local filmmakers is actually always made from creative budget spending, as I would say.
It is.
And I think that is the greatest talent we have.
Oh yes.
To stretch the budget to the multitude of kung kaya nating basta lang ma-execute natin a version of our vision na ibigay sa Pilipinas. And I hope you think about that next time you watch the film, na this was made with so much blood, sweat, and tears and passion and everything, na hopefully hindi na masyadong masakit to shell out that 400 or 500 pesos, 600 with popcorn, depende kung gaano katakaw.
Yeah.
Ganon.
That's true. As I said, filmmaking is not a profession, it's a passion. And for you, I mean the greatest joy is not the box office success, but the sense of fulfillment that the filmmaker achieves or obtains after he has done work, which he has labored and dreamt of doing, and then finally it is brought to the screen. And hopefully there is an audience that appreciates it.
It's crazy how a lot of these supposedly, like I got to work with Enrique Hill, so he's a bona fide superstar, diba? And I thought na parang, he must have some say. Parang minsan kasi parang extended na yung shoot namin. Sabi mo, Ken, sabihin mo, may hard out ka para makalisa tayo. Ganun ka na. Kasi hindi ako sa film industry. I'm not used to, sige, let's work long hours and everything. Pagod na. Gusto ko na umuwi. Minsan pag gano'n, dinidemonyo ka sa waiting room minsan na, Ken, sabihin mo, sabi yung load. Hindi ganun, gumaganon. So parang, mas nakikita ko patuloy lalo yung passion when I work with all these stars like sila Pepe Herrera, sila Enrique Hill, na wow, ganun talaga sila. The training is crazy passionate. They show up so early, especially yung crew, sobrang intense. Parang magugulat ka na, ikaw paalis ka na, and you felt like you had a long day, and these guys are still doing work when you go out. Grabe yung passion for the ano. Kaya ako parang ko sinabi, parang ayoko na mag-movies.
Hindi ba? Kasi when you as an actor or as a director, you enter, a little bit after ingress, and you leave after your last take.
Yeah.
Okay? But then you don't take into consideration the crew who's still there for the egress.
Yeah.
So
which the same people who were there
earlier than you.
Everyone,
and perhaps earning 1/10 or
Oh yeah,
1/20th
definitely.
of what you're earning. So
Those are the true passionate ones. I think.
yes, and we really have to give due respect
Yeah.
to them, and that is why another program of FDCP is to professionalize.
Oh, that's
Okay,
nice.
to professionalize the crew because hindi pwede that we take them for granted. We have to acknowledge their professionalism, acknowledge their skill,
Tama.
their technical skill, and give them their due.
Yeah, give them better pay, more benefits, I guess. Parang ganun.
and
Keep them more
protect them.
protected. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oo.
protect them. Yeah.
Sa FDCP pa, last question. Like, it's sa FDCP ba, since you're the chairperson, you govern all of these films and everything. Ang ini-imagine ko, parang meron ba kayong monthly meeting with all the producers? Can you tell them what to make and not to make?
No, I can't tell them what to make. That would put me in a dictatorial position. No. But we do a lot of conversation. We do a lot of engagements with the
Yeah.
stakeholders, not only with the producers, but also with the theater owners and the various guilds.
So what's the buzz? Like parang anong consensus? Parang ganun talaga, we need to make more films
And there has to be a kind of common ground. There has to be an area which we all meet and we agree to do work on. And we're working hard on that. We have a lot of
Pero may changes ako nakikita. Like there's a lot of things na parang, I want to watch this, pero ang problema ko lang is how. Parang
yeah,
ganun,
hopefully.
yeah.
Well, Cinemalaya is going to be around August, and I used to be part of that. I had to step down because of my job right now. There's so many good films that's going to come out. I hope people go out and watch them.
Yeah.
And then, secondly, what is nice is the FDCP has a very good relationship with the theater owners as well as the producers.
That's nice.
And the guilds.
Yeah.
And we all have to sit down and then work together. It cannot just be the job of FDCP
Tama.
because government can only do so much. And we cannot pilfer with the private sector.
Tama.
Okay, so it's a matter of people understanding where each other is coming from. And hopefully with the year and a half that's given to me as chairman.
I was gonna say,
Oh my God, I mean the masochist in me will be on full swing.
But you've been around the industry a long time.
Too long.
What's your general anong tingin mo? Are you positive about our change?
I am so optimistic because of the young filmmakers, the next generation of filmmakers. I also teach. I also teach in Hill Alma Mater in De La Salle, okay? As well as I'm the chair of the CSB film program.
Okay, great.
And I've seen the works of the young filmmakers, the student filmmakers. And I am very optimistic that we will have the next generation of the really good filmmakers that will make Broca, Bernal, and Abaya proud.
Oh, wow. That's such a great, I'm not gonna continue on talking this episode. That's a great ending. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Fred. Thank you for having me here.
Medyo Serious Talk Show is on One News every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Kung mali ako, i-edit nila yun. But also check out, kung wala kayong TV, like me, wala na akong TV, check it out on YouTube. I'll post that on my social medias, and One News will also post that on the social media. Yun. Please keep yourself posted for the next episode of the Medyo Serious Talk Show here at One News. Thank you.